Hello, it's Emma Jo here from Lavinia Stamps, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how I made this card. So this has a rather lovely mouse carrying this stack of books and a couple of potted herbs balanced on the top, and just like life, it's all about balance. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is grab your Elements Ink Sundance and take some ink out of the lid. You don't really want any fresh ink because it'll be a little bit too strong. So I'm just going to do a couple of circles, then add some more colour in another couple of circles. They might even overlap. Right, Elements Ink Confetti. Again, check your colour before you put this on because you don't really want it very strong. Look at that wonderful colour together with the yellow. Absolutely. Okay, let's just rip a piece of paper. Okay, so that gives me a ground. You get a soft edge by using torn paper, and I'm going to pop it so that I've got just over an inch at the bottom. So I'm going to grab my Series 9 stencil brush and Elements Ink Pine. It's a lovely green, and just brush over the rip and down onto the card. There we go. Now grab your Series 3 stencil brush and truffle and just give a little extra edge and depth. That's what we've got. Now grab your Series 9 stencil brush and we're going in with Blue Atoll, but this time we're filling in some of the gaps that we left before. So there's a little bit there and a little bit there. And now I'm just going to let the magic happen. We grab a fan brush, dip it in some water and tap that over your scene. And then the magic happens. I'm going to blot this with some paper towel, and you can see it's done this faux bleaching effect and it's taking some of the ink off. So you have this lovely speckled effect, which is perfect for the background. Just what I wanted. Now we're going to stamp our mouse in VersaFine Clair Twilight. Now I'm going to try and position this so that the mouse is standing on one leg with one arm up in the air. And make sure that he's got his foot well and truly in that green, not too far down, but enough that he looks like he's standing on something. There we go. So that is our mouse. Now let's get these books stamped as well. Again, inking these up in VersaFine Clair Twilight. And let's make sure that he's balancing these nicely. There we go. Now this is a bit of a fun card. The joy about it is that our potted herbs don't quite look like they're actually balanced. So let's go with the sage first. And if you ink up the foliage part with grass green, and then the bottom part is VersaFine Clair Portobello. And I'm going to pop that one slightly at an angle so it looks like it's toppling. Now we'll do the same with the thyme potted plant. Fabulous. Next we've got the leaf creeper set, and we're going to ink the smaller one in Bally Blue. Okay, and let's just add that. And then we're going to use, in VersaFine Clair Twilight, the larger of the leaf creeper stamps. And this is going to go over the top. It's fabulous. Creates such a sense of depth. There we go. Now, A little bit of colouring. So let's get the Mondeluz Watercolour Pencils, and we'll start with that darker brown and start building up a bit of shadow underneath what's going on above. And then I'm going to add a touch of blue, because this piece comes together because of all the blue that's going on in it. Now, I'm going to get my yellow and just put some yellow to the sides of those books. Okay. Okay, so that's my books, but I need to do something up here, don't I? I need to do something with these. I'm going to put my yellow in the centre of these again, then grab my orange and add around the edges of the yellow some orange. I mean, there's nothing stopping you from actually having your flower pots in a different colour. Now I need this lovely pinky purple, and I'm going to trace the stalk of the sage plant and a little bit inside the flower, and maybe do a tiny bit of shading around the outside of the flower, so it gives a subtle hint of that flower's pink. And then we're going to add some of this to where the leaf is joins to the stalk, yeah? And then we'll take the same pencil and underneath the thyme, just do some tiny, tiny circles, and this will just give us the hint that perhaps this might be a flowering plant. While I've got this in my hand, I'm just going to colour in my bottom book, making the colour stronger at the top here and fading into nothing at the bottom there. Just take this yellow again and add this along that book and along the next one. Not the next one, but the one up. So after that, we want that nice turquoise. And you can use some of these wonderful Kuretake Clean Colour Real Brush pens. And I'm using for this one the light blue, because it's just such a happy, happy colour. And happiness is a good thing. I'll use the orange now up here on the top of that book. To make this look like our thyme is wobbling, I'm just going to add, with one of my pencils, a couple of wobble marks. Let's call those. They're called wobble marks. There we go. And I'm going to add some blue. This dark blue is great for the bottom half of your books. On the spine, if you aim for the bottom bit and just add, you see how I'm only colouring half of that spine, half the width of that spine in a darker blue. And look at what it does to those books. It gives them depth again. Okay, that's my books. And you know what? I'm really happy with those. So we will need our stencil brush, series 3, and mermaid, and give it a little brush around the outside. So, mulberry, same brush, and just darken those corners. Right, nearly there. I'm going to stamp the sage plant stamps in Twilight. First one we're going to go for is the larger one. I'm going in with the smaller stamp. So that was the larger one, and this is the smaller sage stamp. Just gives a little bit of variety, doesn't it? Okay. I rather like that. Now with our pinky purpley that we quite like the look of, we're going to go around some of these sage flowers so that they get a hint of colour. Okay, and it also gives another sense of depth. Right, it's orb time, and we're going to just add beautiful circles of yellow here, there and everywhere. And keep an eye out for those lovely bits of white that have been bleached when we did that flicking with the water, remember? And we can use those to our advantage. Okay, so that was some of my yellow. Now we're going in with that lovely turquoisey blue, just to create some little spots of colour. You don't always have to do a full circle, you can just do an open circle. It's like he's being helped by magic, isn't it? And then we've got the pink, that lovely pink. Now I'm going to take my white Posca pen and I'm just going to pop him in the centre of some of these orbs. And maybe add some orbs down at the bottom here. If you've got any marks that you think, I wish I could cover that, and it's not too big, orbit. That's what I'm going to do, and I have done just here. Can you see? And if you add a few little ones round by the sage, it looks like the sage is sending up some magic to help him get his stack, his life in balance. Now I'm going to add a little white dot for his nose. I rather like my little mouse there. I think he might be carrying too much though. I'm going to add some yellow around my orbs. That are on the ground. There we go. Fab. A little bit up here. Okay. Now, there is something I am missing. I'll colour that one all the way in. That one too. Okay. What is it I'm missing? Mushrooms, of course, silly me. Okay, so for this, I'm going to use the mushroom stickers, and I'm going to go for the red ones because I don't know what it is, but they just lift the piece and they look great. tilt it so that it looks like it's growing off the page, otherwise you're going to end up with a stalk that starts halfway up your design. You don't really want that. Then we're going to cut the other half off. Come, my little friend. There we go. Look at that. And I'm going to put that half over here. And then I'm going to find another mushroom and put that. Oh, I might go for a smaller one. What do you think? I'm going to go for a smaller one. I'll lift this mushroom up a bit. There we go. There we go. And we've got a little extra one there. How cool is that? I love it. I love it. I am going to put another one in front of that one. Obviously work with what you've got, but I'm going with the red ones because I really like the way they make the work look. They make it look fun. I say that like it isn't. It is, but it's just something about a red and white mushroom. Screams fairy to me and magic. And if you take your blue pencil, we can just colour in a little bit at the bottom so it doesn't look quite so obvious. And don't throw anything away. You can always use the other half on the other side. There we go. Now there's something else I'm missing. One word, balance. The word balance, it's Sticker Stencil 6, and I'm trying as hard as I can to get it central and straight. And then we're going to add a little bit of colour underneath. I've gone with that purple. And then I'm just taking one of the wonderful Kuretake clean colour real brush pens and adding a little bit of softness to it. So the very last thing that we're going to do is add a little bit of Stickles, and that goes right at the very top here. And I'm just going to add little bits on the leaves of this leaf creeper to give it a little touch of bling and of course magic. Also, we're going to take a very dark blue pencil and just lie it on our side, holding the centre of the card, and just give that a frame. Run that down the edges. And there we have it, our completed card. Thank you very much for coming along and having a go at crafting this with me. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. I've really enjoyed having your company with me, so thank you. If you've got any comments, pop them in the post below and I'll do my best to get back in touch with you as soon as I can. All right, in the meantime, you take care and have fun crafting, and I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye.